Okay. So I've been trying to figure out recipes for my children because we've been transitioning from somewhat meat eaters, omnivores, to vegetarian and vegan meals. And a lot of desserts that we use, they typically have eggs, butter, stuff like that in it. So we've been trying to find things to substitute those that we would actually like. And I've been playing around with chocolate cakes. And yesterday, the one we made, the family really loved. And if you like coconut, this would be a good recipe for you. So these are the things we're going to use. You can use gluten-free flour too if you want. I usually buy a gluten-free flour, but I've been making some roti, and it's kind of hard to make it with a gluten-free flour. So I just want to use the rest of my all-purpose flour. So just some all-purpose flour, some unsweetened cocoa powder. I'm using brown sugar. You can use cane sugar. You can use maple syrup. You can use honey. You can use monk fruit. Any type of sweetener that you like, you can use. And then baking soda. I don't have baking powder, and to help the cake be moist, we're actually going to use vinegar because the vinegar is going to activate the baking soda. That's usually what baking powder does. It helps to activate the baking soda so that the cake will rise. Then we have some vanilla, some coconut flakes. I'm using some coconut yogurt, coconut oil. I have some maple syrup because we're going to make some caramel icing. And I'm using a little bit of water instead of just all coconut. If you weren't making a coconut cake, you can use like almond milk. Because almond milk will not change the flavor of your cake, but coconut will. But we want the coconut. That's why we're using coconut flakes, coconut yogurt. And if you don't want the coconut oil to change the flavor of your food, you want to get refined coconut oil. That's the only kind that doesn't change the flavor. But if you don't mind that coconut taste, then you can use unrefined. And this is I try to find everything organic as possible when I'm out. And then for my eggs, we're going to use some icing. What I did was I put some in some water so we can kind of get that film around it where it's more like an egg. So see if you can see how it's jiggly like egg. That's going to help bind everything together. That also helps make the cake moist. So I put the recipe down on Facebook, so it's easy to follow. So first we're gonna get you a pan, put you some coconut oil in it, and then take a little bit of cocoa powder and dust it around so the cake doesn't stick. We don't want to use white flour because then you'll have white all over your chocolate cake and it doesn't look appealing. So who's all on here? Can you see anybody saying who's there? So I'm gonna measure out the flour. So I'm gonna do a cup and a half of all-purpose. And I'm putting it in the oven for 350. So that's 1 cup. And then we'll do a half a cup. So my kids asked me to make this again today because we just made a little pan. That way, they don't have snacks to eat on all day and just make it as we go. And since there's quite a few people asking me how to make it, I figured I'll show you guys. So we're going to do all our dry ingredients first because this is flour made from wheat, and you don't want to mix it up too much because you'll overbuild the gluten in it, and then it'll be a tough cake. It won't be all soft and moist. So we just use 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. And then I'm doing a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add a little maple, so I'm going to do half and half because I just like the flavor of the maple with the brown creates more gluten. Now, when I was in culinary school, like doing breads and stuff like that, we kind of wanted to work the gluten. But when you do cakes and certain things like pie crust, you don't want to overwork it. So now that that's incorporated, like I said, the vinegar is going to act as my baking soda. You can use white vinegar, but I usually always have apple cider vinegar, and I used this yesterday and it was fine. So it says a teaspoon of this. I'm going to use my liquid. Sometimes when I'm doing baked goods, I just kind of wing it. I don't measure stuff. But then I forget the recipe, so I've been trying to write stuff down. So if you notice, see how it's starting to bubble up into the mixture? That's because it's starting to activate the baking soda. So then we're going to add our vanilla. Teaspoon of vanilla. And then we need 5 tablespoons of coconut oil, which I've already measured out. You can do a cup of coconut yogurt, or you can do coconut milk. I like the yogurt because it makes the cake more moist. Like I said, if you don't want to do a coconut cake, you just want to do like basic chocolate or vanilla or something like that, then just use almond milk because it won't change it. So I'm also using some water because I don't want to use too much coconut milk or coconut yogurt. I kind of want to balance it out. I don't want too much fats because the oil acts as the fat and so does the coconut. So the oil is our replacement for butter, and the coconut milk and water is our replacement for milk. So I'm going to use a half a cup of this. And then I'm going to use about 1/4 of coconut milk yogurt. And I use this for everything. I use my coconut yogurt for shakes and a lot of different baked goods that require milk. And I like the flavor of it. I love the coconut. This stuff even smells good. I didn't even know they made coconut yogurt until I did a little researching. So. So we're going to add our egg, which is the chai seed and water mixture, which is, you want a tablespoon of it. So I'm just going to scoop out a tablespoon, and like I said, you can see how jelly it is. This is what you want to use. I've done some flax meal, things like that, but it doesn't work the same, and it doesn't work as well as the chai seeds when you soak them. Some people say they use applesauce or banana. I've tried applesauce as well for like a moist cake, but to help bind it and moisturize it, a moist cake, you want to use the chai seeds. So that's our egg, and this is you only need 1 egg, so that's why I'm only using 1 tablespoon. If you needed 2 eggs, you would use 2 tablespoons of chai seeds. We'll get this all mixed up. That way you can see how the batter turns out. Yeah, it's a little messy. I'm trying to hold baby and do this at the same time, so. So I'm just kind of working my whisk around to get everything off the sides, and then just keep shaking it off because I don't want to overmix this. Then once you get everything off, you can get it all mixed up. Here comes my helper.
Now, what's Mama's now? Honey, what's Mama's now?
So we just mix it up until it's incorporated.
Let me taste it.
You want to taste it? Okay, hold on.
Taste it.
Here, take some off. How's it taste?
Hey, it's like syrup.
It's like syrup. So I'm going to add just a little bit of coconut flakes to it. I'm going to add some coconut after it's done as well.
It's the one. Can't taste it.
Excuse me. Hop down. Hop down. Hop down. It was in it last time. Okay. See, when you're making stuff for kids, you can't let them see what you're doing. Uh-oh. Can you hop down? Thank you. No, hop down. I'm going to let you know when I'm done. So I want a little bit of maple flavor. So I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of maple. And I add it in last, just because I like the flavor that it gives to cake.
Hey, no sweat.
So, see our batter. This is our cake batter. And it smells good. Mmm. That smells yummy. So it's nice and mixed. We don't want to over mix it. Here, you can have this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jasmine said hi.
Oh yeah. Jasmine said hi.
Hi.
Say greetings.
Greetings.
Alright, so the batter is done. And I mean you can see it looks like cake mix. And we'll just put it in here. And then you just bake it for 25 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. I just kind of check it. I don't time it. I just check it and see how it looks. And then I know from there if I need to take it out. Good. So I'm going to get this in the oven. And then I'll show you how to make the caramel. Let's see, we put that in at 124. Okay. So for the caramel, we're going to use cocoa powder and some brown sugar and maple. So I have some coconut oil already in here. This is going to be the butter because when you do caramel, you use butter and sugar. And you can do milk or a little bit of water. But I'm actually not going to add neither of those. I'm going to do the coconut oil because I want it chocolate. I'm going to do the cocoa powder with the brown sugar, and the maple syrup is going to be my liquid to help it reduce down and make it more like sticky caramel. So, and you don't want to turn it up too high because you don't want it to cook and burn the caramel. So the coconut oil is already in there. That's about a tablespoon. I'm going to add one more tablespoon. And then we want it chocolate, so I'm just going to do a tablespoon of cocoa powder. And just mix that up. So just get it melted down. So we're going to let that melt.
I don't want to use that. Oh, you dropped that.
And then we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Because the brown sugar is what's going to start caramelizing. That's what's going to make the caramel. And then I'm going to add, so total you do 5. I'm going to add a little bit. You can actually add like a tablespoon of coconut milk or almond milk for your caramel. But I'm doing syrup as my liquid. And just get it all mixed up. So see how you have that chocolatey liquid. And we just let this, heat it up. And then once it starts bubbling, you want to turn it down and just let it slowly cook, and it's going to start turning into a caramel. That's going to take a minute, so I won't keep you on here that long. But that's the recipe. Just let it cook down. And then as it starts bubbling, it's going to start forming like a caramel. It's going to start getting sticky. How you'll know is when you put it on the spoon. You can put it on the spoon and take your finger and rub the back of the spoon, and it should be really, really sticky like caramel. So, if you try the recipe, let me know. Let me know how it turns out. Let me know if you did any alternatives like the almond milk or anything. If you try making like a vanilla one or something, let me know how it turns out. So, that's it. Bye.